When they told you that you were going to come here, what is your kind of your knowledge of this place and what were your expectations when
I
you
mean,
first-
it was unbelievable to find out that we were coming to Cannes. You know, it sort of seemed like a faraway dream. I didn't think it would happen for a long time, so it's extremely exciting. I think what's so great about being here is that it's, you know, different to doing press sort of in Hollywood or whatever. It's really purely about the art here, you know. It's like people who are really, really interested in film, and that's sort of the most important thing, as opposed to, you know, questions like, who are you dating?
What are you wearing today?
I mean, there's still a certain degree of that, but I just feel like it's really exciting to be part of this, you know, huge thing that's just full of people who are really, really interested in the work. Yeah.
To be able to bring a film like this here, I was talking to the director earlier today. Did you have to have a period of kind of trusting the work? Because there are certain things here which I was even shocked that an actress like you, I mean, there are tried and true actresses that might be questioned. You know, they might be like, I'm not sure if I could do this scene, and yet you kind of went there. And what is your kind of reasoning to say, like, you know what, I'm going to try this and let's see where this goes?
Yeah, well, for me, I was just in love with the script. I think Julia's writing is amazing. And you know, I trusted that she would be capable of making a film, even though she'd never made a film before, just because, you know, I could see from the script that she had such a knowledge of cinema. You know, it was very cinematic even on the page. Then meeting her, I felt really comfortable with her, and we spoke about it. She answered all of my questions, and yeah, I felt completely comfortable with it. And the script, you know, was a little scary at points and made me uncomfortable. But that's sort of what drew me to it. I think, to sort of be able to push those boundaries. My reasoning for it, I guess, is that, you know, in my everyday life, I'm not particularly brave. I'm like a little bit nervous about things, but I feel as though if I can be kind of fearless in the work that I do, then it kind of balances everything out.
It seems to be, I've seen you twice this year, it's just like two movies that are so almost extreme in presentation in a sense. And so is this going to be like, is every of the couple of films going to be something where you're just going to keep on shocking us, or will you do something with bunny rabbits and, you know, like flowers?
Well, I don't know. I mean, my it's never sort of in my initial thought process to want to shock people. I think it really is just about challenging
but
myself.
But it does feel like you've put yourself on the map in the process, and so everybody's curious.
Yeah,
you know, I'm
well,
curious
that's cool.
what you're going to do.
That's a cool side effect of it, I suppose. But really, it's just about me, you know, wanting to remain interested in what I do and love what I do. And I think, you know, I don't know if it's. I feel like it needs to be a little bit dangerous for me to want to do it. I don't know if that's kind of perverse in any way, but I think that's just sort of how I feel about my work. You know, I don't want to play a boring, meaningless character, and you know, I think the idea of playing sort of the pretty girl, the kind of vacuous pretty girl, sounds just so boring. I don't think you know, I would really have that wouldn't give me the fuel to remain hardworking on a set for 6 months, you know. So I don't know. I think it's just about finding interesting roles that I love, and if it shocks people, I don't know. I guess that's kind of a cool effect of it.
Last question then. If you can kind of, because when I'm watching this film, it's like, why would she do this character? Why would she do certain things in the film? So did you come up with a kind of backstory as to why, and maybe if you can kind of like reveal some of it?
Yeah, I mean, I think she, Lucy, you know, Julia described it to me early on as, you know, she described Lucy as having a sort of radical passivity, which I think is really interesting, you know, kind of being weirdly fascinated with allowing herself to be exploited and kind of just letting things happen, just kind of reckless, almost sort of a nihilist in a sense. And yeah, I mean, we came up with a backstory, and I think I came up with a lot of details about Lucy's life, but I think it's the kind of thing that I don't know, you don't want to talk about too much and give away too much of that, because I think it's a little bit more interesting for there to be that mystery there, and for people to kind of, if you leave that open, then it makes people think about it a lot more, which I think is kind of what we're aiming for, I suppose.